Jays, and the numbers weren't great, but the runs came in after he was lifted. 1-0. Popped up back of third. Barger sprinting straight back. Jimenez waves him off, curling behind him to make the catch. That was the much safer option, given Barger was already playing in. 1 out.
Madison Barger was all over the place. Didn't seem like he had a good view of that baseball. Andres Jimenez really comes out of nowhere, calls him off, and makes an easy play for the first out.
Blue Jays had a tough defensive day yesterday. 2 errors and a couple other plays that didn't go well. It's felt like Jimenez has really taken charge early on in this game. It's caught the last 2 outs for the Blue Jays. 1 out in the pitch to Anthony Volpe is hooked on the ground, foul to his side. But back to Eric Lauer, who 104 2/3 innings in the regular season this year to a 3.18 ERA. Split that time between being a long man and a back-end starter for the Blue Jays. He's got a 4-seamer cutter, slider, and change. Here's 0-1 to Volpe. And it's hit high, right field line, fading toward the seats, foul, and it will get out of play foul, despite the chase of Santander. It's 0-2. Jays and Yankees, the only game in action right now of the 4 on the slate today in the division series across baseball. 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Elevates the cutter at 89 and punches out Volpe 2 down.
What a gutsy pitch, coming right at the top of the strike zone. When you get a guy like Anthony Volpe up at the plate who has a slower bat, why speed him up with something slow like the curveball? That was a great call from Alejandro Kirk. That cutter right at the top of the zone.
Now Ryan McMahon up. His home run in the 3rd, the lone run for the Yankees. The pitch. Foul back. On the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard, finals earlier, the Tigers staved off elimination, beating the Mariners 9-3. The Cubs staved off elimination, beating the Brewers 4-3. Blue Jays and Yankees in a potential elimination game. The Blue Jays lead it 2-1. 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. The 0-1. Called strike. What a pitch. Fastball on the corner, down and away, 0-2.
And now Ryan McMahon is really thinking, I have no clue what he's about to throw here.
They've seen each other before when Lauer was in the National League and McMahon a long-time Rocky. 0-2. Downstairs, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lauer at one point in division with McMahon when he was a Padre and also spent time with the Brewers. Career, McMahon is 2 for 6, 2 singles off Lauer. 1-2. On the ground is second, right at Clement, gobbles it up, throws over to first, and Eric Lauer with a 1-2-3, bottom of the 5th. On to the 6th we go. Blue Jays barely holding on to the lead. They're up 2-1 right now. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center. Streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Your business runs 24/7, but what happens when your loading dock grinds to a halt? Get back in business fast with Begley Overhead Doors and Docks. Your overhead door problem is our problem, and we're good at fixing problems. Repairing your overhead door, dock, or have truck restraints that require service? No problem. We also offer preventive maintenance inspections to eliminate the chaos and expense of unplanned emergencies. Begley Overhead Doors and Docks. Trusted for over 60 years. Visit BegleyOverheadDoors.com today.
At Capital One, we're more than just a credit card company. We're people just like you who believe in the power of yes. Yes to new opportunities. Yes to second chances. Yes to a fresh start. That's why we've helped over 4 million Canadians get access to a credit card. Because at Capital One, we say yes, so you don't have to hear another no. What will you do with your yes? Get the yes you've been waiting for at CapitalOne.ca/yes. Terms and conditions apply.
Great games, good friends, and giving back. That's what charitable gaming's all about. At a charitable bingo and gaming center, your gameplay has a real-world impact on thousands of Ontario charities supporting causes such as counseling services, youth sports programs, and healthcare. So come and enjoy a wide variety of games. And remember, when you play, local charities win. See how we play. Visit charitablegaming.ca. Please play responsibly.
Charitable gaming. Community good.
This is Toronto Blue Jays postseason baseball.
Oh, one pitch is hit high. No way. Varsho's done it again.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Welcome to the Don Valley North Lexus broadcast booth. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Show Ali, our host and producer tonight. Tom Young and Steve Pepe, our technical directors, as the Blue Jays lead the Yankees 2-1 in Game 4 of the ALDS. About to start the 6th inning. Blue Jays lead this series 2-1. 4 innings to go to decide if the Blue Jays move on or the Yankees force a trip back across the border to Toronto for Game 5.
It's an important inning for the Toronto Blue Jays to try to scratch across another run. I've said this before, but it's easier for a bullpen arm to come into a ball game with a 2-run lead as opposed to a 1-run lead because you can pound that strike zone. Let's see if the Blue Jays can do that here in this inning.
Addison Barger will lead off. He's 2 for 2 against Cam Schlittler with a single and a double in this game. Heavy infield shift toward first base, slight outfield shift as well. And the pitch. Called strike. Back up breaking ball, clipped the top of the zone. 0-1.
Barger did not like that call. Having a quick conversation with home plate umpire Tony Randazzo.
Schlittler ahead of him now, and here's the 0-1 pitch. Back to the curve, top of the zone again, 0-2. Now you set things up really well for Cam Schlittler. Hasn't shown a fastball yet. This will be Schlittler's 70th pitch of the start. The wind and the 2-strike offering. Line shot foul. Barger was late on 97, but frankly, after seeing 80 twice, impressive he even got to that pitch.
Yeah, there's a big hole on the left side of that infield. Third baseman Ryan McMahon is playing probably where a shortstop would normally play. So just off of third base is wide open.
He just took a step or two a little closer to third, but still. And you got at least half of the 90 feet in between second and third open for Barger. Open stance left side for Barger. And another 0-2. Hit a cue shot down the third baseline, and it's going to get into left field. Barger is safe at first as he beats the shift. Turning around that curveball, a spinning grounder that just got out of the infield. It's an infield hit, essentially.
Well, he just cupped that right off the end of the bat. I don't think he was actually trying to go the other way. The Blue Jays just got really lucky with that hit there.
And these boos not for Alejandro Kirk, but for a pitching change being put on right now, potentially. Aaron Boone is out to the mound, but he has not made a point. A lot of heavy nodding from Austin Wells, and Boone is going to leave Cam Schlittler in there. It is worth noting none of the next 3 batters have gotten a hit off Schlittler so far. Kirk, Varsho, Santander are combined 0 for 6.
Yeah, I think this is the right decision. Cam Schlittler is throwing the baseball really, really well right now. Just got a little bit unlucky there.
And frankly, he is not the reason right now the Yankees are trailing. 2 runs in 5 innings is pretty solid. Alejandro Kirk to the plate. Barger on first, no outs. 2-1 Blue Jays in the top of the 6th inning and the pitch. Outside, ball 1. Maybe a little low as well. Bit of tough luck for Kirk in an 0 for 2 day. Sliding grab by the catcher Wells into the backstop in the first, and then he lined out hard right at Aaron Judge in the 4th. The 1-out. On the edge, sinker at 98. That's nasty from the 24-year-old Schlittler.
The Yankees are giving Alejandro Kirk the right side of that infield. Jazz Chisholm, the second baseman, is shaded towards second base up the middle.
Interesting that they've gone down and away twice. Almost conducive to hitting the ground ball the other way. 1-1. On the ground toward third, it's foul. 1-2.
And now if you're Alejandro Kirk, you really have to shorten up. Have to get Addison Barger to second base here.
Ball and 2 strikes. Kirk taps the plate and looks out to Schlittler. The 1-2. Hit high in the air, right field. Judge moving back, but he's got room in front of the track. Makes the catch. 1 out.
Might have hit that ball off the end of the bat just a